That song is my theme song for the last, I don't know, 2 months. I kept playing it for everything. The last, whatever we had, last lunch, whatever. We kept playing it over and over and over. Anyway, first, I gotta thank everybody for coming here tonight. You gotta understand, I am very humbled by this. I hate talking about myself. I am so overwhelmed by this. I told everybody it's like my repass right now, and I can't thank you enough for everybody coming to this tonight. To see so many people from my 28 years, it's incredible. And I can go table to table and tell stories, because yes, I can tell a good story that'll go on forever and ever. But it's just so many good memories. Yes, there's a lot of things that went on, my careers that were hard, difficult and whatnot, but it's the memories that really stand out for me, and I can't thank you all enough for coming, today. I see people from all walks of my life. Gary, the owner, I've known Gary forever. Before I ever taught, I know Gary, and then Billy came up to me. Billy and I go way back to high school. And he's saying how long I've known him, and he was all proud because he says, "I know him longer than anybody that's in here." I said, "Nah, my brother-in-law's over there. I know him." Because my brother-in-law I knew before I knew my wife. So, but anyway, so that was going on and on. I hope you've had a chance to mingle with everybody that you had, because that's the most important thing to me today, is that you got to share stories with each other about things that you remember, because it's so great to see so many people that I haven't seen in a long time, whether from the high school or from before that, and it really is just very touching, and I can't believe everybody showed up for this to see me. I talked a little bit about it. I also have to thank my parents, because I do thank my parents. My parents are the ones that my wife and I supported us when we changed careers, because I don't know if people realize this. I know I look youthful, but Margaret and I both taught, before we taught, worked in business. So it's about 10 years 10, 11 years, and we both career changed when we had our first kid, Dan, and we decided, you know what, we're gonna take a big risk and we're gonna change, and we don't regret it at all. It's been a great career for both of us, and we can't thank you enough. I have to thank my family though. Margaret, my wife, who many people refer to her as poor Margaret. Where's Healy? Healy and Diane. So I know Laura and Kelly Cahill, you took over that office that they had, but it was their office first, and that was like, I make fun of Erin. Her office is like Lucy with the Peanuts. Well, that was the first Lucy with Peanuts office, really, with Diane and Pat, because they were, and Jan too. Jan's there too. She was there, all three of them were there. How many times I went in there, especially when I started as principal, I'd be in there all the time with them, and I thank you guys so much for that at Conf. But they were the first ones and they would constantly say in that office, "Poor Margaret." I would tell them, "Poor Margaret." And what's her name? Poor Margaret. Her name is Poor Margaret. But anyway, thank you, honey. I love you. Thank you so much. I have two of my kids here. So Lauren and Dan are here, who are my oldest ones. My youngest one is still in school. He's doing his master's and stuff like that. So anyway, he's still in college, so he couldn't make it, but thank you guys. And it's not easy, like Lauren referred to, it's not real easy to be a kid, because I had to do this when your father's a principal of a high school, because you can't really get away with much. I remember one time Dan was trying to go to after the prom or whatever, he was like a sophomore, he was gonna go down and meet his friends down the beach or whatever. Yeah, sure, no problem, Dan. You can go. And he was a sophomore, he was gonna go with these seniors. They said, "We'll take you down to your grandmother's house down the beach. We'll stay there. I'll drive you in. I'll drive you back." Yeah, I'm good. And Lauren, well, forget it. The boys, it was fun for the boys to come over to the house to see me many, many, many times. And I remember, where's Chris? She probably remembers his hand. When she ran over the phones in the front of Lauren can't drive. And I would tell people this name and say, "Stop picking on your door, stop picking on your door." No one's picking, "Stop picking on your door." So she came one time in Dan's car to the school. All of a sudden, 5 cones are missing in the front. I'm like, "There's my daughter." And I'm out there pulling the thing. So yeah, that was it. So, and she did. I remember one time we did a marathon. When I was at the high school, we went to a hockey game at night. We went to two basketball games, I think. I think we went to a bowling match, all in one day. And then we went and had pizza at Sun Tavern. And it was like in between one and stuff like that. But I just realized that, because I'm not so bright sometimes, she wanted to go see all the guys, didn't she? Yeah, so it was interesting. But thank you, kids, for the two of you. It's been great. My niece is also here, Tara. Many of you know, because she worked at Comf for a few years there, so she's here too as well. And of course, my brother-in-law is here. Many of you don't even realize is my brother-in-law. He's the guy that greets you at the desk at ALJ. And he was my in-school suspension guy. And that was really funny, because when he used to come here at Grants and Trains, they'd say, I knew you were a cop when he was starting, because he was still a cop at that time. It was really funny. So, but thanks for coming. I really appreciate it. I started my career, believe it or not, student teaching at Valley Road with Jeannie. And I did my junior field with her. Where's Jeannie Berry? Here she is. And Jeannie was my cooperating teacher or whatever. Junior field. I finished, I go and I become, to my senior, or the field work, they put me in playing field. The lady comes, she observes me, went great, this, that, the other thing. She calls me at night, she goes, you can't stay there. Because when she left to go write the report, the guy who was my cooperating teacher in Plainfield had no control, and it was like a brawl going on, and I'm breaking up fights. I thought it was bouncer again. He said, you have to leave. Well, what am I going to do? She said, I don't know. I said, well, I'll call Jeannie. So I called Jeannie. I said, can I come back? She said, sure. So I went up doing my student teaching at Valley Road in the 5th grade, way back when. And then Jeannie came and taught with me at the Comf. And there was also a time that Jeannie, this was a great story. Oh, I got a good story on this one. We go to Forest Lodge, and we used to do our bus drills.
Oh, please.
And my two buddies, Mr. Cahill and Mr. Stubbins, I don't know which one of them, I still think it's Cahill, kicked her right out the door, and she tore her ACL. Right in Forest Lodge.
Thanks, Rick.
Yeah, it was fun.
Thanks.
I still think it was Cahill who kicked her out the door, so. But this is a story, they're funny now. Luckily it's funny now, but it wasn't funny at the time. But that's our story. So I went to class of that. I got a job at Comf, luckily. I taught theater arts, believe it or not. I don't know anything about it, and I taught theater arts. And I get a call at Forest Lodge that summer, and Sue Mixer says to me, you're going to Valley, you're going to go to Henley and be a 5th grade teacher. Okay. So after 1 year, that's how I wound up this. I never started at Comf. I started at Henley, believe it or not. I mean, at Comf before Henley, and then at Henley. And then I wound up back at Comf, again, teaching science and math, and I have no degree in that at all. But I made my way through it. That was great. And then after a few years when Jim retired, I became the principal, and then stayed there for 2 years, then back to high school for my 9 years there at the high school, which were great, very different. Everybody asked me, what I like the best? I thought, I know it's different, and I loved them all. And then, as fate had it, back to Comf, to my people from Comf, and I couldn't get away from Comf, so I thank you all for everything that you've done for me all those years and whatnot. A couple of things I'm very proud of, though, is the vice principals. I've had some great vice principals, and Travis is here, who was at the high school with me for a bunch of years, and we had so much fun over there, and many different things. And even when Travis accused the kid, and it was the wrong kid. Should I tell that story? So him and Sarnecki are in the thing. We get this kid, and they're yelling at him, and he leaned this time, right? Was the second time leaning, or was the second time the spray? The spray. Okay. So first, we catch this kid, and he moved the camera. Like he moved something, and we catch it on camera. So him and Sarnecki catch him, they suspend him, whatever. He gets suspended anyway. A couple weeks later, somebody sprays fart spray in there. So we get the camera again. They call this kid down again, and they're like, Jesus Christ, what are you doing? You can't do this. And they're yelling at the kid, yelling at him, and all of a sudden, Travis is hitting Sarnecki and going, it's the wrong kid. It's the wrong kid. And the poor kid's going, what, now anything with an ass I'm in trouble for? And And so that kid turns around and says to him, "Shut up, you probably did something anyway, so keep quiet, get out of here." And he kicked him out, and that was it. So, but these are stories that we remember. Those are the funny ones. These are really funny. So it was a lot of fun. So high school was great for me, and then back to Comp and everything like that. And this past year at Comp has been really good. A lot of things went on for me, besides the retirement. I hit 60. And the staff, my God, the things you people did for me, and the vice principal, Mandy, is the one that did all this for me. Mandy, I can't thank you enough for everything you've done for me this past year. And by the way, too, talking about Joe was up here talking about things when there was a time somebody put Joe's classroom completely outside. Mr. Callow. So, anyway, I'm so happy because my vice principals all proceeded on to better things, being principals, directors, anything like that, including Dave, Colleen, and Dan. I've only had, believe it or not, I've only had 5 vice principals in the 20 years I've been a principal, which is good, so that was pretty good. It's been, like I said, the last year has been a great journey with everybody, thinking about everything that we do at the middle school and how much fun it's been. That's a hard, tough age. Middle school's tough, but the kids and everything they've done here is really terrific. And I love working with the students. And one of the things that makes me happiest is seeing all the people here that are now teachers who are my students. Yeah, including Dominique. But I gotta tell you though, there's 2 of them though. Greg back there, Baker. I think he holds the record of being with me the longest. 5th grade, middle school, graduated from high school. And when he had that wonderful basketball game, anybody was there? He was on fire that last game of the year. 3-pointers everywhere. I did cut him from the soccer team, and he never came back. Anyway, he didn't come back. But he kept staying with me, and then Greg, and then he's teaching for me, so I think it's pretty close to being here. Now, in front of him, though, is Andrew. Now, Andrew's family, on the other hand, Callow, I think they hold the record for being the family I've had the longest, consistently. I think since his brother Matt, I had him in middle school. I don't think
I had him.
So anyway, I had Matt from middle school, and then they kept coming. Allie, Jackie, Andrew. I just consistent. And then Andrew was the band, and I had him in high school. And maybe 1 year, a year and a half, he wasn't doing so. Callow wasn't in my life some way or another. Even COVID, we signed him up at COVID to be a teacher online. We didn't have any, we didn't know what we were doing. Yeah, don't worry about it, Andrew, you can do it. So, eventually he's going to get tenure. I don't know when, but eventually he will that. So, and now, I don't know what he's thinking, but somehow he got engaged to another teacher. And every time I think of the name, I start shaking. Hi, darling. But it's so great to see all the, and we're like, Christina Mulligan, I had her in the classroom she teaches in. And it's really funny that, she was a student of mine. And every time I go in there to do an observation, I'm like, she's probably saying, man, he was a crappy teacher. And now he's evaluating me. What the hell's going on? Because she's so good, she's so awesome, it's great. So, but it's so wonderful to see so many kids. And that makes me so proud to see so many of them working in our district especially, and that they're teachers. And thank you so much for helping me for all that time. So I really appreciate it. I do have one final thing though. When wait. Oh, Dave came in. Where's Dave?
He's back there.
I didn't see Dave yet. Hey, there's Dave. My other vice principal. Hey!
You can't see that far.
I can't see that far anymore. Dave's another, and Dave is a PA. I had a good Dave story too. Our first day, Dave, when I went to high school, I had no athletic director, because we were in between athletic directors. I had no vice principal. I've never stepped foot in a high school except with my father a public high school, because I went to a Catholic school. I didn't know what the hell I was doing. Dave wasn't released until the day before school started, and we're there, I wrote about half an hour, fire alarm goes off. And we're like, what do we do? We're looking at each other. We didn't know where to turn it off. We didn't know where to go. But it was really funny. So, and Dave has been a great friend and one of the best BAs we've ever had here. He did so much for us. And behind the scenes, I know all the things that go on with the BA. And he's been a great friend. So thanks, Dave, for coming too. But I do have one last thing I have to tell you. So every time we retire, we move on from the school. So when Jim left, man, come up here. It's just a thank you, small thank you. So, yes, it is. So Jim Catalano, when he left, we decided to move the dance from Comp to here because it was so much better, so much easier and everything. When I left Comp to go to the high school, I changed the colors from blue to white. So I started to think of things that maybe we could help with. Man, so I got you a present. Because you always should have something. It is hard. See, it's not even a joke, I'm telling you. So I got her a present that should help her in her future and something that should be meaningful for Comf going forward, I hope.
Williamsburg, bring it on!
To it too, because we can't have just one. I told Mandy when I retire I wanted to do something for her, so we're planning, and I put it's all in the works. You just gotta run with the people. 8th grade trip, DC and Williamsburg. Mandy's gonna be in charge. I started a few years ago. I started sending her emails from companies that do these trips. So, congratulations. I'm not. This is if anybody's in interviews with me, this is how interviews go with me. If you remember them, I don't know what I'm going to say. I never know how it's going to make sense. I never know what's going to happen. I might say something about Braille to the. And that's totally true. I did say that. Did I just say that? But anyway, I hope you all had a great time talking with each other. I can't thank you enough. It means so much to me that you're all here. And I've tried to get around to everybody. I hope I didn't miss anybody. But it's been a great 28 years in here. I can't thank Ed, the Board of Education, Miss Acolone. Actually, you know what? I still got her. Lorraine just left too. Acolone was here. She knows me longer than anybody. She knows me from when I was a kid, like 7 years old. I forgot about that too. But it's been great working with all these people, all of you. I've been at, like I said, I've been to all those schools. I love all these schools. I ended with you guys. I began with you guys. I can't thank you enough for everything and for being a part of my life and my family's life. As you can tell, it's been impactful to all of them. And I thank you all for coming tonight. And it's been great. Thank you so much.
The dessert will be out shortly and coffee, and we're going to play a little video that has well wishes for Rick as well. So I got a big enough house.